I was elected to City Council a couple years ago in 2004, and I'm currently the Mayor Pro Tem of Santa Ana. You know, I could talk to you in generalities about the things that I've done, but I'm going to use specific real-world examples of the things that I've done on City Council. That's why I have a lot of support from a lot of different people. The first thing I did was a couple years back, they wanted to do a pre-sale inspection program. Well intended, but basically it was going to be another tax, another fee for anybody that sold their house in Santa Ana, regardless of where you live. You're going to have to pay about a $300 to $500 fee to have the government inspect your house to make sure that you guys didn't have any illegal conversions. And I said, wow, this is interesting. You know, yes, we have overcrowding in Santa Ana, but why burden the whole population with it? All we were going to do was going to create another bureaucracy. We're going to have to hire. Thomas remembers that. We were going to have to hire, what, like, I don't know, 10 more inspectors?
It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. We were going to have to hire more inspectors to, and you know, we pay enough fees and taxes when you sell your house. They wanted to add one more. And what I was worried about is, this is going to drive property values down. This is going to stop the escrows from happening. Why would somebody come in and buy a house in Santa Ana with this ridiculous law when they could go outside the city and just buy somebody else's house? So I work very closely with the realtors, I work with the community, and behind the scenes, I mean, because the votes were there, ladies and gentlemen, the votes were there. And I had to convince, you know, because, you know, we get written about in the blogs, and Carlos did this and Carlos did that. Remember, it takes 4 votes to get anything done on City Council. I can't do anything by myself. You have to build a coalition. You have to be good at convincing your fellow council members, hey, that's the wrong thing to do, and this is why it's the wrong thing to do. I can get up on the grandstand all I want on a soapbox. It isn't going to do any good unless I can count to 4. So what I did, I was counting to 1, then I ended up counting to 4 to convince 3 other council members. Look, this is a bad deal all the way around, and I'm not doing it because the realtors, obviously the realtors needed it. I said this is just bad government. This is Big Brother once again wanted to go in there and tell you, Mr. Homeowner, look, if you want to sell your house, you're going to have to pay an additional fee and have your house inspected by a government agency. I thought that was BS, and thank God I convinced 3 other council members, and I killed that. I killed that. I was one of the driving forces behind it. That was one example. The second thing that I did was we have a lot of businesses that are old businesses in Santa Ana. They've been in business 50, 60 years. I realized that business is the lifeblood of the city. They bring in most of the money, and they provide for the redevelopment of Santa Ana. And I'm very pro-business, and I understand that. You know, small businesses sometimes suffer from the big bureaucracy of planning and zoning. So on South Main Street, they did an overlay zone 6 or 7 years ago, saying that, you know, they don't want any more body shops, they don't want any more auto repair. Okay, fine, I understand that. Okay, but the ones that are there, let's leave them alone. They're there already, fine. Well, we have this one body shop owner, Ben Martinez, and I know the blogs are writing about it, but they only get 10% of the truth. Ben Martinez has been there. He started as a body shop worker, worked his way up after 20 years, and the owner, Kelly, which is Kelly's Body Shop, sold him the business 25 years ago. The business has been there almost 50 years. It's an institution in Santa Ana. Well, the shop right now doesn't look that great. You know, they have what's basically the equivalent of carports in the back. Carports that abut to residences. So the zoning doesn't allow any more of these body shops there. What the city wants them to do is it wants to close down the shop and then move to another part of town, like an industrial area, and open up shop again. You know, if all things being equal, great. And if Ben had the money, he would do it. But now, because of the new laws to comply with, he has to have a minimum of 2 acres plus a tilt-up 12-story, 12-foot high building to comply with it. Now, I don't know about you, but 2 acres is a lot of money. If you can find it, one. The 2 acres is cost prohibitive. That's just the cost of the land. Then you have to buy all this new building, but build all the stuff. So he's going to spend a lot of money. So the reality is this person can't move the land. But what Ben wanted to do was improve his business and improve the neighborhood and improve the look of this business. What he wanted to do was he wanted to just cover up and close those carports. Okay, basically these were carports. He's got his guys out there sanding, dust is going everywhere. Literally across the street there's residences, there's a back behind Main Street. He wanted to enclose those. And because the zoning was changed, they wouldn't let him do it. They weren't going to let him invest money in his own personal business. I said, well, come on, guys. The way I look at things is, look, what's there now, and if we allow him to do something, what's it going to look like? Well, he brought in renderings, spent a lot of money, and hired a professional architect. You know what? I'm going to close this, I'm going to clean everything up, and I'm going to spend some money. My business will look a lot better. Well, the city won't let him do it because the zoning won't allow him to do it. They want him to move the law one, he can't. So I stepped in and I said, look, this is just not good. Ben is a good, respected guy in the community. He's had a good reputation. He's, you know, he wants to help make his business cleaner. And he wants to do something for the residents. And it's kind of a win-win. So I went around and I talked to all the residents. I said, how would you feel if Ben closed this up? And about 6 or 7 of them said, yeah, that'd be great. Well, guess what? I need you to come down and talk to the city council and tell them that we want to help them out. And they did. They said, why don't you let them do it? So I carried it, and I actually had 3 other council members, after I spoke, they saw it and said, you know what, this is the right thing to do, so we gave them a variance. Now, I've taken a lot of hits on it because we changed the zoning for this guy, and a lot of people are saying it's spot zoning. You know what, I don't care, call it what you call it, it's personal business rights. He owns the land, and if he wanted to improve it, I mean, he wasn't going to put a strip club or a liquor store or something. He wanted to take his existing body shop and make it nicer and spend about $500,000 fixing it up. That's one of the things I did. We finally gave him the variance. We got a lot of flack over it, but I still think it was the right thing to do because it's his business and he wanted to fix it. And one of the other things that I did most recently was the big box retail union ordinance that they wanted to pass. Fortunately, a year ago, we voted it down. Because I got on my soapbox and I said, how many people remember, anybody here from Santa Ana other than Thomas? Do you remember the Costco that we had in Santa Ana?
Costco?
We had a Costco in Santa Ana.
Harbor and MacArthur.
Where the Home Depot is now, on Harbor and
MacArthur.
Yeah. You remember that, where the Home Depot is now? Do you know why we don't have a Costco anymore? Because we gave them too much political crap. They wanted to expand and they wanted to build on and add on and acquire some land, and I mean, I wasn't on council, this was 7 years ago, but the city was giving them a hard time. So what did they do? They said, thank you very much, Santa Ana, we're out of here. And what did they do? They opened up right outside our back door. The majority of their business, it's between, and this is what the store owner told me, so don't quote me on this. The store owner said, you know what, we get 70% of your business, of our business comes from Santa Ana. This is what he's quoting, so I don't know, I haven't verified the numbers, I'm just telling you what the store manager told me. 70% of their business comes from Santa Ana. So guess what? We get the traffic, the congestion, and 0 tax